Hi guys! So today, I'm going to discuss the development of myself in Ericksonian and Freudian perspectives. So, let's go! I'll give you a little background about these theories. Sigmund Freud's psychosexual theory and Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory are two important psychoanalytic theories on human development. Erikson's theory followed Freud's and it was based on many of Freud's ideas. Because of this, the two theories have similarities. Both theories recognize the importance of the unconscious and development. They also both separate development into stages of a person's life and utilize similar age divisions for these development stages. However, there are several differences that exist between the names of the stages and the developmental issues that are encountered during each stage. Part of the reason for this is that each psychologist has his own unique view of what drives a person's development. Freud's psychosexual theory emphasizes the importance of the basic needs and biological forces, while Erikson's psychosocial theory is based upon social and environmental factors. Erikson also expands his theory into adulthood law, while Freud's theory ends at an earlier period. Now, let's briefly look at Freud's psychosexual stages and Erikson's psychosocial stages alongside each other. First, we'll examine the first year of life. Freud called this the oral stage of development because he believed that oral stimulation was the primary means of development at this time. I didn't encounter any fixation or any conflict in this stage. That's why as I grow up, I haven't experienced any negative oral behaviors. Erikson called this stage of development trust versus mistrust. Both believes that a child develops their sense of trust at this stage of development. Next, let's discuss the first through third years of life. Freud called this the anal stage development and Erikson called this autonomy versus shame and doubt. Both believe that a sense of independence is learned at this stage of development and the toilet training is an important focus of independence. Parental attitudes at this time can also have a lasting effect. When I was this age, I was encouraged by my parents to learn how to use the toilet on my own. They taught me on how to do it by myself if ever they are not around. Ages 3 through 6 are referred to as the phallic stage by Freud and the initiative versus guilt stage by Erikson. Freud believed this stage was where a child identifies with the same-sex parent and develops self-esteem. This is the stage where I am discovering the differences between males and females and becomes aware of sexuality. Erikson felt that this was a stage where a child begins to exert power and control over their environment. This is when I learn to feed myself and do things on my own. I am starting to feel ashamed and doubt to my abilities at this point. This is the point where you will start to see more differences in the two theories. The next developmental stage occurs at age 7 through 11. Freud calls this stage of development latency and believes that this is an intermediary stage of development where the child forms interactions with their environment. This is the period of consolidation. This stage is where I started to develop social and intellectual skills. Erikson refers to it as industry versus inferiority. He believes that children begin to demonstrate their ability to succeed. I am starting to strive more in learning new complex skills in this stage. Ages 12 through 18 mark the next stage of development. According to Freud, this is the final stage and it continues throughout a person's life. He calls it the genital stage. During this stage, he believes a person seeks balance between their biological instincts and sense of morality. In other words, Freud believes that a person learns to channel their biological instincts into socially acceptable displays of love and career goals. In this stage, I begin to have strong sexual interest in the opposite sex. This stage is where I experienced to have a mutual understanding with my friend. Erikson called this stage identity versus role confusion. He believed it was a period where the focus of development shifted to social bonding in order to establish meaning in one's life and assert individuality. At this point, I am becoming more independent and begin to look at the future in terms of career. While Freud felt that the developmental stages end at this point, Erikson continues with three more stages which occur throughout adulthood. These additional stages are intimacy versus isolation, generativity versus stagnation, and integrity versus despair. During this stage, a person seeks to establish an intimate relationship and become a productive member of society. Ultimately, there's reflection upon the goals they have accomplished in their lifetime. In conclusion, both theories share similarities as well as differences. Both Erikson and Freud agreed that human development occurs in distinct stages. They chose similar ages that mark these stages of development. This makes it easy to compare each theory's stages of development to one another. Both theories also recognize unconscious factor in development. However, while Freud believed that human development is shaped by our biological drives, Erikson places more emphasis on social experiences in determining an individual development. According to Erikson's theory, both early and late life experiences are equally important to an individual's development. In contrast, Freud felt that our early developmental experiences were more important than experiences later in life. So, that's all for today, guys. I hope you understand everything I've said and I hope you enjoy it. Bye, guys. Thank you for listening.